And from the heart of Europe, this just in. The New York Rangers have just defeated the Pittsburgh Penguins in Game 7. They are headed to the Eastern Conference Final. Henrik Lundqvist stands on his head. Sidney Crosby goes out with just a win. That's right. Am I excited? Absolutely. Did I want to see this happen? Absolutely. Am I a biased fan on this one? Absolutely. But you know what? I give a lot of time to a lot of the teams. Time to revel in it a little bit. The Rangers came out with a mission. And even when Pittsburgh tied it up, they did not relent. And I better change that. Title right now. I think I'm going to, as we sing. I'm going to do that right now. Rangers don't lead. How about this? Rangers win Game 7. Heading to. Let's see if I can get this up there. The Eastern Conference Final. Ladies and gentlemen, the New York Rangers are headed to the Eastern Conference Final. Hi, everybody out there. I'm Tommy C, and you're joining me with my ability to break it. It's called This Just In. When it breaks, when I can do it, and I don't have to go to work, I break in, and I want to hear from you. And how do I do that? Well, you give me a call on Skype. Skype only. And you know what? That's a free call. It's pretty good. You just call in. Don't need to share your information with me or anything. Username. Skype. Use your Skype name. Skype username. One word. Chopping the point. One word. Make sure you give me a call. This has been a spectacular game. I don't think the goalies have all played well in all the series, but I've been waiting for that one moment where they stood on their head, where they absolutely took charge. We have not seen it. Probably Tuukka Rask has played the best out of every goalie, or had been the most consistent at this point. But I have to be honest with you. What Henrik Lundqvist did tonight was earn the superstar status and earn the game. He earned his paycheck. This guy's paid to do these type of things, and he does win a lot of Game 7s. In fact, two interesting stats, if you want to call them stats. The Rangers have never, in their 80-some-odd year history, have never come back from a 3-1 deficit. Even to come back to a team like this, a really well-put-together team, an extremely talented team like this, it's incredible. They've also won now 5 straight Game 7s, and all with Henrik Lundqvist, which is an NHL record. It's amazing to me how they can be spectacular choke artists and throw in the towel and then and do something like this. I think the most amazing story that is, I honestly been underreported in the media, is not so much that in the performance of one Ranger, with the exception of Lundqvist tonight. It is the lack of production by what most people generally consider the greatest player in the game today. And that's one Sidney Crosby. Sidney Crosby was, even you heard excuses that he was hurt, and I wouldn't put it past. I wouldn't be surprised. I've never seen him this impotent. He went out with a whimper. And other than his typical fit throwing that he did in Game 6, he was shut down. Now, I find it really, really interesting. I'd be furious if I was a Pittsburgh Penguins fan right now, not just with Sidney Crosby, but the whole team. Matt Niskanen and Brooks, I think it was Brooks Orpik, who didn't play in the series, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. Came out earlier in the season. I've gone over it at nauseam and said they had a leadership issue. Excuse me, a motivation issue. How do you have a motivation issue going into the Stanley Cup? They seem to have trouble with. They seem to have trouble with the Columbus Blue Jackets. They had a lot of trouble with the New York Rangers, so much so that they lost. On paper, neither of these teams add up. to the Pittsburgh Penguins. Nowhere along the line, other than a few articles out there, what's wrong with Sidney Crosby? Did Crosby come under any kind of criticism because of lack of leadership? I find this stunning. Stunning. Crosby should be embarrassed, humiliated. And I don't know that he isn't. That's 3 years in a row. 3 years in a row. Now, he didn't have a meltdown this year like he did the past two this seasons. He never showed up to meltdown. He wasn't there. And do I think it's satisfying as a Ranger fan? Do I think it's satisfying that the guy that I think was the wrong player, absolutely the wrong player to be the face of this league, has been embarrassed? Absolutely. Because I think he is the wrong player to be that guy, without a doubt. Now let's talk about some positive things. Rangers were always in this. They never quit. Being down 3-1 is a very, very big deal. And they got key performances from key players when they needed them. And buying as a Ranger fan, do I think it's... There we go. I'm going to sell this a little bit right now and see if I can get some more folks on there. I'm going to put it on my own personal Facebook site. And I'm going to put it on the Shot from the Point and Other Crap website. And that's what I'm going to do right now. I don't get a little thing to go with it. It kind of sucks. But this is a spectacular. Yeah, I'm overselling it a little bit because I'm a big Ranger fan. But 3-1 deficit to a team like the Pittsburgh Penguins is an incredible accomplishment. Will the Rangers go on and win the Stanley Cup? I don't know. But I'm satisfied right now with the season. I've got no complaints with it other than the lack of production of Rick Nash. And if you're probably saying to yourself, well, yeah, that's a good point. Why aren't you all over Nash? Nash has never been a leader of the Rangers. Sidney Crosby's supposed to be the leader of the entire league. He's the leader of the Pittsburgh Penguins. He's the leader of Team Canada. Yes, he does have a comp. Yes, he's a talented player. But it's just the things he does makes him a lousy face of this league. We've never had a superstar, a dirtier superstar, that plays at his level. We've had a lot of bums come in and out of the league, and guys do agitating things and bizarre things and what have you. But we've never had a guy quite like this that seems to give off this image of a sense of entitlement that I could never understand. I certainly don't understand it. And I never will. And I'll never understand why anybody likes him outside of Pittsburgh, because he's your guy. I suppose I could say, well, you'd want him on your team. I don't know. I'd rather have Ovechkin. I could probably name 10 other guys I'd rather have than Crosby. And Crosby's probably better than all of them. Every single one of them. Well, I guess I have to start doing that because I can't get the little picture in there, unfortunately. Oh, well. What I'm talking about now is on the Shot from the Point and Other Crap Facebook site, I can't get the little picture to jump in when I just kind of jump on like that. I guess I need to upload a photograph. Otherwise, it takes a little while to settle. And hopefully shows my beautiful face in a little thumbnail. But you don't get the thumbnail, and it doesn't go on Facebook, unfortunately, which is a big selling point. People just see a line and a link. They don't know what they're looking for the most part. I'm gonna share that bitch on Twitter right now. And hopefully you want to join me. Hey, do you want to join me? It would be nice. Give me a call. Trying to build this channel. Talk about the New York Rangers. Talk about the Eastern Conference Final. Talk about the huge Game 7 that's coming up. And right now, let me give you an update on the current NHL scores. Right now, Chicago, at the end of the first, leads Minnesota 1-0. And that would be Game 6 in Minnesota. And they got a chance to put them away tonight and move on to the Western Conference Final for the second time in 2 years. We'll be paying a close attention. It is interesting that all these games have potential to go Game 7. The Chicago series with Minnesota, and of course the even with the Anaheim win, I don't think would shock anybody if we saw a Game 7 with the Kings and Anaheim at the end. And of course we are in a Game 7 situation tomorrow night with the Boston Bruins and the Montreal Canadiens. Could you ask for a better playoff or a better result? It doesn't get more stunning storybook than this. It doesn't get any bigger than this. What would you want to see? What rivalry would you want to see more? If we started seeing, I'd like to see Boston Montreal get it on. Absolutely. Now, Joe, switching to the Boston series, Joe Cronin mentioned something to me yesterday about Boston kind of engaging in some, I don't know, shady stuff, like the water bottle stuff like that. And I guess, you can make the case that Lundqvist did it too. That stuff never wins in the end. Well, he may be right, but I hope he's wrong for his own team. I like to see Boston move on to the Eastern Conference Final. I want to face Boston, not only because they're in my pool, because I think it would be great. And I just don't like the Habs all that much. But it does seem that when you do engage in kind of this low-end stuff, when you try to be a little shady and cute, it does bite you in the ass. Crosby, of course, Game 6, spearing, nut shots, and things of that nature. Simply out of frustration. We've seen it 100 times from before. Karma's a bitch, man. I hope the karma's not a bitch for Boston. And if there's any karma, I think the way the Habs behaved at the end of the third period, what looked like they were trying to draw into one of the Bruins into to take an instigator penalty with less than 2 minutes to go. It reminded of some real European soccer horse shit. So I'm going for the Bruins. I don't care what Sean Thornton did. Although I do like PK. Can't say nothing bad about PK. Again, the Rangers have defeated the Pittsburgh Penguins 2-1. That is the final. The Rangers win Game 7. They head to the Eastern Conference Final. If I can, I found a really interesting clip. Let's check out my history here. I found a really interesting clip on YouTube with one Don Cherry, and I'm pretty sure that falls under NHL. I think I can play without them going after me. It really is a great clip, and it's about Crosby. So give me a second right here while I put this sucker together, and let's take a look at the great Don Cherry and what he has to say about the Crosby situation, and the instigator penalty does come up in this situation as well. I'm searching for it right now. I'm looking. Come on, can we get there? Bum. I think we almost found it. Here he is, the great Don Cherry.
Tell you one thing, I've been in the game a long time, and I've seen guys abused and hit and smashed. I have never, and Lemieux used to get it once in a while too, but nothing like this guy. I know he brought it on himself a little bit, but
Sure
this
did.
is unbelievable. Nobody steps in, and nobody does it, protects him. Nobody helps him at all. I mean, this guy is a superstar. He's the best player in the league.
You're right about that, Don, because I think Brian Boyle tries to cut him a break, right? He doesn't just smoke him. He doesn't just punch him. I mean, he does that.
Yeah, but no, he doesn't when he comes in. And he did cross-check the guys coming like that. I mean, the thing is, nobody wants, no, he's a superstar. And you watch Boyle, and I know I don't like that. I mean, it's stupid. That's the big thing of the water ball going now.
He just got fined, by the way.
And then,
he just got the fine.
Nothing like that. But, we got one here. I got to show you. A long time ago, Lemieux used to get abused with Kasperitis. You think Lemieux, after what he went through, go ahead and show it. Watch Kasperitis mock Mario down. He does a little flip on that. I mean, you think he went through this stuff. He was a superstar. And nobody came to his rescue there.
That is actually the outside of the instigator rule that year. So.
And what happened is, and I'm not going through it again, you had like Gretzky had a credit card. He could do anything he wanted. Semiko and McSorley, he could do anything he wanted. And the dum-dums put in that instigator rule, and there it is. The guy that everybody pays to see is knocked around and banged around. And it's not this guy's. It was Gil Stein and the dummy governors that put it in. I didn't mean to go on that long. Go ahead.
I think it's a really good point. We do, there's a certain amount of, we can give Crosby a break to certain moments because he has run a lot. And it's also fair to point out he did ask for a lot of this stuff in his behavior and his diving and his whining and his crying. A guy like that, it kind of makes you want to get in his face a little more, make him pay a little more. He's a big baby. I mean, I've heard him mic'd up. On the ice. He's annoying, and that does make you target. He is a crybaby. That does make you target. But it is interesting that we live in this age of what I think is concussion hysteria, and even fighting hysteria. And we're told all the reasons, and one of those reasons is to get rid of fighting. Because it goes down to nothing in the playoffs, and we don't need enforcers in the playoffs. Well, right now, if you look at the Pittsburgh Penguins, they don't have an enforcer worth talking about. I mean, there's a few guys that can stick up for themselves, Letang and Kunitz and things of that nature. But there's nobody that's going to go in there and punish anybody. So Crosby's got to either fend for himself or act like a baby and dive. This instigator rule, or where you get suspended automatically, a hefty fine or what have you, what the Montreal Canadiens were trying to draw the Boston Bruins into, has helped create this monster. It's not just Crosby. So it's a little tough when you can take so many liberties. And look, the Rangers are going to take liberties with the Penguins and Crosby, and so is every other team in the league. Since we've moved or tried to change the role of the hockey enforcer, because it's such a bad thing and they're such bad people. If you were go to Puck Daddy, you would think these guys are nothing more than common criminals. I mean, it's so ridiculous. Fighting's been a part of the game pretty much since its obsession. It does have a role, and this is the best example for it to have a role, because the best player in the game is not able to rule, is not able to move like he likes to, because nobody's afraid. Nobody's afraid to mess with him, because they're not going to get their ass kicked. And it's more than just getting concussion that the players fear. It's actually it's much more than getting concussion. It actually has a lot more to do with public humiliation. You get your ass kicked, I mean, people are going to go find you. So you don't want to do that. And I've had that standard been set in the regular season when the fighting does go down to zero and you don't traditionally need the enforcers. No one's going to take a run at Crosby or be too hard on Crosby, because somebody's going to pound you. But it's like Don Cherry said, you get the dummies in there, and look where we're at. Look where we're at. One of the things Crosby, he was pushed around fierce when he first came. His rookie year was incredible. The first year after lockout, the year we lost our season, he's just pushed. It was unbelievable. It took him a long time to really kind of develop, and what have you. Yes, he got his cup, but he's a lousy face of the league. I don't remember a super duper star, for lack of a better word, that behaves like him. It's such an unlikable person. I mean, Alexander Ovechkin, he has, there's things that you can criticize about his game and maybe his personality, but he's not unlikable. He doesn't come off arrogant. Does he cry and whine sometime? Nah, but he looks like he's having fun. Why is this guy the face of the league? I simply don't understand it, and I never will. Moving on to other things, of course, as I'd love to say again, the New York Rangers have won Game 7. They head to the Eastern Conference Final, and I am quite happy about that. And it's good stuff. Something went wrong technically. Super. I wonder if we're still broadcasting. Something went wrong technically. Let's check. My biggest fear in the world is not finding out that there's something wrong with this thing, but it does look like we're up and running, and things of that nature. I have been trying to sort of grow a fan base by able to just kind of busting in and letting people know. But if you'd like to give me a call, it'd be great. That's what I'm trying. I'm trying so hard to build this fan base, because we got a lot going on over here. We got highlights, videos, and a super podcast. And then on days like this, I can kind of break out and say, hey, what's up? Hey, what's up? And what have you. Let's go to NHL.com. Actually, you know what else I want to do? I want to make an announcement. The Minnesota Wild has tied it up. There's about 16:37 to go in the second period. They have managed to tie it up, and I don't have the game on, which I'm going to do right now. I'm going to fix that immediately. God, I wish somebody would call me with the with their experiences with the Xbox Game Center app. It's bizarre that I have to like actually go inside the app when a new game starts, and I can't just kind of flip to it. But I have to be honest with you, since I don't have a HD computer, I definitely get this an HD look, streaming wise. I mean, it's 60 frames easily. I do have an HD television, as far as streaming goes and what have you, and it is fun to watch. So, but actually, what I've understood actually looks a lot better on Xbox, what have you. God, it's 4 a.m. over here in Germany. Let's check out NHL.com. Maybe we can go over some of the game highlights if they let us. That would be great. I would enjoy it. Maybe you would enjoy it. Got the Hawks, the Wild on right now. They're tied 1-1. Boom. There it is. Now I can see it. Now, am I allowed to do this? Is this legal? And now you can see it. Not exactly real time. But, and I'm sure you Hawks fans are well engaged in your game right now. Let's see if I can get on there. Do they have any video? Rangers win game 7. But 3 processes removed. What can we do here? Bum. I would like to find, if possible, Game Center video. Let's click the video. Maybe we can get some highlights up there and run them up. Where's the Devils fan? Jake Link, my co-host. Here's his quote. I won't lie, I'm actually happy to see Pittsburgh lose it. I think Crosby is a bad representative for the league, and by the way, I think he meant by the way he plays. Yeah, by the way he plays. He's got grammar issues like me. But I get it. This guy's a Devil fan. And he's tired of Crosby's crap. It's one of the few things Ranger and Devil fans. Nobody likes Crosby. It's amazing to me. The thing with Crosby too is like he's been oversold. I mean, I understand the league's got to promote themselves, but I mean, they did this with Larry Lindros too, and Larry Lindros became very unlikable, probably more so than he deserved. And I'm sure that's the same case with Sid. Yeah, he's like you force your superstars down our throat. It's stupid. I don't get that. How you gonna force your superstars down our throat? It makes little or no sense to me. I mean, we're told that we have to like this guy. You don't have to like him. You don't. You don't have to like him. You don't gotta like PK. You don't gotta like Patty Bergeron. You simply don't have to do it. And that's it. Let's check what's going on here. On how are we doing on? No, not being able to get into the Game Center. Maybe everybody's hitting these highlights all at once. Bang, bang. Could it be possible? Or are they even up yet? I don't even know. Most watched, related, just added. That's what I want to see. Go over some of these Ranger highlights right now. Bum. Nope. Doesn't look like they... we could go over last night's game a little bit. Bah.
The person whom you're trying to reach is currently unavailable. Please leave a message after the beep.
How worthless is he? Jake, you suck. That is all. I don't know if that's even going to send to him, for all I know. Bum. Is old Joe on? No. Maybe I should have ended it when I was ahead. And you know what? I think that's what I might do.
Injured with a lower body concern. Did not play in game 4. Teemu Selanne goes to an open corner. Matt Green hurried a bit.
Actually, we could go
Tries to play it along the boards. Patrick Maroon
Might not be a
digs
good
it up.
idea.
Here's
Yeah, I think I'm done.
Solani.
Congratulations to the New York Rangers. Congratulations to the New York Rangers for their spectacular effort coming back from a 3-1 lead. They had to... Oh, God. Definitely gonna... They had... Where did that come from? I haven't smoked enough cigarettes today. They head to the Eastern Conference Final. Boy, that was professional. I got to put that delay here on... there's a way to do it, too. I got to put that delay on XSplit so I can deal with that. But you know what? Before I die, and if you do have to be hanging in this long, I'd like to introduce you to some of the people that kind of makes this whole thing possible, and some of my friends' projects and things of that nature. So let's do just that, and we'll start it out with none other than Joe Cronin. God damn, my throat is killing me. Joe Cronin has the best and probably the biggest up-and-coming wrestling show on YouTube right now with over 6,000 subscribers. He gets like 50,000 views a week. You can call him, ask him questions, and it's a wild, wild show. It's absolutely amazing. Joe Cronin, the best in wrestling talk. Hashtag fact. If you subscribe to Joe Cronin, you can check out the other show I do. It's Late Night Guy Talk. Check out Joe Cronin's site. Subscribe to him right now. For time, just puts up the link a little earlier, and then you get to find out when. Monetize this Guy Talk. You know, talk about stupid things and call each other gay and really disgusting stuff. But you'll love it. It's funny as hell. Check out Joe Cronin, Chris Dozovich, and me, Tommy C. Monetize this. Subscribe to Joe. Find out times. Usually on Wednesdays. But I'm going to Denmark. And I'll be married pretty soon. So won't be able to do it. Do you ever wonder who writes the music for this show? You're like, you know, I listen to that. And that little ditty in the background. That's pretty great. That's amazing. Well, let me tell you. It is amazing. You know why? Because I got JohnFreemanMusic.com, JohnFreemanMusic.com, JohnFreemanMusic.com. John Freeman is the official musician of the Shop and the Flame Production channel. He wrote this ditty and plenty more, even our intro song, all sorts of other stuff. We've used some of his personal rock albums and ambient music right here on the show and in hockey videos and things that nature. Please check out JohnFreemanMusic.com. Booyah! Oh, boobies! Check it out. I got a friend, and he is nothing short of an extremely talented artist, and he seems to be really breaking through. He did, I think it took several years to put together. He recently put together a documentary about Hustler magazine. Larry Flint, he interviews Larry Flint, the guy who shot him, all sorts of players behind the scene. It's Back Issues, the Hustler magazine story. Check it out at backissuesdocumentary.com. I also got dates and things of that nature, and I'm going to get them to you lickety split because we have a release date of this film in theaters now in the United States. Check local listings. But we also got we'll be screening. Actually, it'll be screening. The next time it'll be screening, it would be at the San Francisco Doc Fest at the. I got 519 here. 6/5/19. Oh. 6. Okay, okay. June at Doc Fest in June from the 5th to the 19th. That's the way I'm reading it. Check out Back Issues, the Hustler magazine story. My friend Michael Lee Nierenberg has directed this film. I've talked about it in the past. Check it out. It's not just porn. It's just a bunch of nudie pictures. But, you know, as my co-host said, Larry Flint took a bullet for free speech. And this is his story, as only Mike can bring it to you. He's a very, very talented guy. When we were young, and it seems to be blossoming right now. Also, it comes out in the United Kingdom on May 26th. Guess what? That is just in 2 weeks, so it would be the Monday after next. And you can check out back issues, a fascinating tale about pornography, the business, and the drama behind the Hustler magazine story, especially in the 70s. Did you know that Larry Flint converted to Christianity at some point? And not even like Christianity light. He went hardcore. He went straight Mike Huckabee on your ass. Did you know that? I bet you want to learn. Check out Back Issues Hustler magazine, story directed by a guy I grew up around the corner with, Michael Lee Nierenberg. I really got trouble calling him Michael Lee. But yeah, you're a big shot now. So you're a big shot now. So we have to refer to you by you can't call yourself Tommy and Mikey forever, right? Oops. We're just about done here. Also, I just know this podcast that you would be interested in. I do. It's really, really spectacular. It's really amazing stuff. It's called Shot from the Point Live. That's right. Shot from the Point Live is the most badass hockey podcast on YouTube and pretty much in the world or wherever you're going to get it. I don't care how you get it, but check out Shot from the Point Live with comedian and co-host legendary Jake Link. We just cover the hot topics of the week, and we go over the news each week and goof on it. Hockey world's very funny. So I highly suggest you check out Shot from the Point Live, 4 p.m. Sunday, Eastern Standard Time. Check us out live, or if you can't, you just check us out on demand. Also, this isn't it's your grandpa's hockey show. It's not something you can hear on WFAN in New York. It's X, sort of XM-like, the XM Sirius-like, so, and what have you. Not to say it's disgusting from top to bottom, but it's a little more edgy than what you're going to see on ESPN, what have you. That's the way it is. I'm Tommy C. Make sure you check out Shot from the Point Live. Make sure you check out my friend Joe Cronin Show. Make sure when you subscribe, find out when Monetize This is going to be on. Make sure you listen to that. Or listen to some of our past episodes, which are still up and on there. And, of course, my friend John Freeman Music. And, of course, head over to backissuesdocumentary.com and have my friend Michael Lee Nierenberg educate your ass on a very interesting and, dare I say, important event in entertainment history. I am Tommy C. I am out. Congratulations to New York Rangers. I hope this trend continues. You never know. Maybe we're holding a cup. Doubt it, but it's fun. Good luck to the Boston Bruins. Hope they overcome. And good luck to the Chicago Blackhawks. Hope they put them away. And I've got no favorites in the Ducks-Kings race. But I think the Kings are going to come out of it. You disagree? Well, leave your comments below, bitch. I am out. Check out Shot from the Point Live, Sundays, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The most badass hockey podcast.